Thank you, Stephanie. Divorce or death of a spouse is no doubt devastating, but another tough step is when a parent remarries and blends two families. Joining us this midday is Dr. Holly Deemer with Grayson & Associates, and we're talking about step families, which it can work really well, or sometimes it's just like oil and water, isn't it?
That's right.
What is one, like the first step you tell your clients when they come in with a problem between the families blending?
I think the advice I would give to families is, especially if you know ahead of time, you know this is coming, to be realistic. We kind of have a Brady Bunch image of what step families should be like, and that's just not reality for most families. So if you're realistic and you know that it's going to be challenging for a couple of years, that will help you get through it because you're more prepared and you're less frustrated.
Right, and I'm assuming a lot of parents really want that because they're in love, the two parents, but the kids aren't going to see it that way. They see maybe as a replacement or someone trying to replace another spouse.
Absolutely.
You say be proactive. What do you mean by that?
Yes, I think if families can sit down ahead of time, and some even find it helpful to make a family contract and say, here's all the chores and responsibilities that are going to be required to keep this new family and new household running. Who wants to do what? And so you let children and adolescents have input, and they say, I want to take care of the pets, or I'll do the trash. At least they have ownership now and they have some input. And then with that, you ask them what's important in terms of traditions, routines. Some kids, you know, they still want to do movie nights on Friday nights, or they still want to do family breakfast on Saturday, and that's important. So you do everything you can to incorporate what's important to them into this new family that you're building.
Take some of the traditions from both sides and then blend them compassionately.
Absolutely.
You also say step parents should step back at first.
Yes, and step parents usually have wonderful intentions, and they kind of come in full force, either with discipline or affection or both, but that can be overwhelming for children, especially if you're dealing with that issue of replacement, fearing of replacing a parent. So I really encourage step parents to step back a little. Let the biological parent do most of the discipline, at least at first, for a couple of years while you're settling into your family. And that means a biological parent does need to step up and discipline, but that allows a step parent to step back a little and be more of a mentor than a replacement parent.
Gain trust.
Exactly. And the same with affection, not rushing in with physical affection, but just being verbally supportive and encouraging.
And through all this, you have to nurture your marriage, especially if you've been through a divorce. You're trying to preserve this marriage.
Right.
And you have to do that carefully, don't you?
Right. So you have to make time for each other. You have to have the mentality that you're a team. So we're going to work together to bring this family together. We're not going to fight one another. You won't agree on everything, but in the end, you're a team. And if you want to have a healthy family, you have to have a healthy marriage. So it's got to be priority.
I think I knew my blended family was successful when the brothers and sisters started fighting like brothers and sisters. So,
that's right.
Well, thank you so much, Holly, for,
you're very welcome.
all of your wisdom. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Rod?